Terry Black has a special pork dish drawing on regional flavors.
What we're going to cook today is the ultimate St. Louis pork chop. It's what I like to call the ultimate St. Louis pork chop. First of all, start with a nice piece of meat. This is a pork loin that I'm cutting into chops.
About 1.5 inches thick.
We're going to cut a slit into the middle, right here. Pita pocket, just like a piece of pita bread. I'll cut a little pocket into the pork chop and then mix my Italian sausage 50-50 with provolone cheese and stuff it down in there. One of the things I'm going to do to try to bring out the flavor in this pork chop is I am going to hit it with a little bit of a marinade just to make it wet on the outside, because we're also going to apply dry rub to it. And choose your own little favorite marinade. Mine happens to be, obviously, the Super Smokers Barbecue Mississippi Mud Sauce. But we're just going to drag the chop through the marinade a little bit. Has its own spices. There's apple cider vinegar in here. You notice it's taken on just a little bit of a different color right before our next process, which is going to be applying the dry rub. But the first thing I need to do is show you how to make the dry rub, and I'm going to share that recipe with you today. A tablespoon of chili powder, a tablespoon of garlic, a tablespoon of onion powder, and a tablespoon of seasoning salt, not just regular salt, but seasoning salt. Add to that 2.5 tablespoons of black pepper. I like cooking with black pepper. I like doing dry rubs with black pepper. This marinade has black pepper in it too. And we just take those and we blend them up, and there's the dry rub that we are going to use on the ultimate St. Louis pork chop. With a little bit of the marinade, the dry rub spices are going to adhere a little easier.
Black says put a little dry rub on the inside. Mash together a fistful of sausage and cheese. Then stuff them.
If you do a real good job of cutting the slit in the middle, you'll be amazed at the amount of Italian sausage and provolone cheese you can get down in here. Some of the cheese might ooze out during the cooking process, but you'll minimize what you lose by using the toothpicks to seal it up. And this masterpiece is ready for the grill or the smoker.
Don't forget, for indirect grilling, pyramid your briquettes against one edge.
Last thing you do before you put your meat on is season your fire with some type of wood, your favorite smoking wood. Mine happens to be apple. You can use mesquite or hickory or whatever it is you like. Another thing that is key is your grid placement. I have a real certain way I like to do it, and I like to put the grid exactly like that. Notice where this opening is? That way, in case I want to add wood or charcoal briquettes to it, I can just slide them, let them fall right through there. They'll just slide right through. I can keep my fire going. That would be direct. Back over here would be indirect. We're going to draw our smoke and our heat over the chop. Notice the placement of the lid grid right here. I'm actually going to close it up for just a minute so I can get some smoke going. We're going to let it smoke like that for about an hour. Now, after letting it sit like this closed for a couple of minutes so that it'll get good and smoky, I open it back up and let it breathe. And now you can tell the smoke's rolling. Ah! Now, after about an hour of these pork chops just smoking on the kettle, I think they're ready for you. You're looking for an internal temperature of at least 150 and not more than 160. Make sure that your stuffing on the inside is done. But if you get up above 160 on that internal temperature, you're gonna have a dry chop. Mop it, baste it with some marinade toward the end just to keep the outside moist while the inside's cooking. Let's go over to the table and cut one and just see. Oh yeah.